What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, host Jan. I hope you lot are doing well, man. I really do hope that. Welcome to your match review of Chelsea's 4-0 win in the Premier League in the London derby at home against Crystal Palace. Now, I'm allowed to be amped because Crystal Palace tucked away Manchester United 3-1. Counter-attacking, direct, lethal against a side who's going to try and keep the ball, create and combine with quality, just like Chelsea would have done. Chelsea won 4-0, and it could have been more. It could have been more, mate. Some superb performances from the whole of the back five, including the goalkeeper. The midfielders were good. The forwards were pretty good. Some stuff still to work on there, but generally, I'm so happy because we looked like a team, man. We looked like a functioning unit. We looked like we were actually in control, and even when possession turned over, it's okay because we have defenders and a goalkeeper. Everything is gonna be okay. So yeah, welcome to the match review, man. If you haven't subscribed to Football Therapy yet, please do consider doing so, mate. We're on the road to 100k. I really appreciate all of you so much. If you do sub, hit the bell notifications icon. It's apparently important, and if you're buzzed and amped on that game, drop a like on this video. Come on, help me out. Let's get into it. So it is in the Premier League. It was at home, and now Chelsea were coming off some turbulent times. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but a lot of Chelsea's problems were coming from individual mistakes. A lot near the back line, some in the full-back positions, the goalkeeper. This starting lineup already kept everyone feeling really safe, but it performed so well. Goals on, I was about to say the day from Chili B on his Premier League debut, Kurt Zouma, and a couple of penalties from Jorginho. 1-1 by Tammy Abraham, 1-1 by Kai Havertz. We will talk about player performances and get into it. Check out the Who Scored match graphic over my face now to give you some context of what went down in this game. It was a 4-4-2 from Wibbly Wobbly Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace, looking to catch Chelsea on the break. They have got quality there. They've got a good goalkeeper. They've got a functioning midfield. They've got Ayew and Zaha running on the break. Eze started, who's an excellent player. They are threatening, man. More excitingly, Chelsea's formation 4-2-3-1/4-3-3, depending on how it moves. In goal, Mendy, a superb goalkeeper, or at least just a goalkeeper at the moment, but that's superb for me. Had a quiet but decent game. I will go through player performances shortly. The back line consisted of Thiago, Silva and Kurt Zouma partnering as centre-backs. Azpilicueta over at right back and Ben Chilwell at left back. Midfield engine room consisted of Kante, Jorginho. Kai Havertz was in the completely freezer-bird number 10 role. Tammy Abraham up front, flanked by Timo Werner and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, Chelsea pretty much dominated the possession in the first half. They had all the ball, they had a couple of shots on target, but not enough. But generally, how they were functioning in possession was much more, it left you feeling safer than usual, especially with that back line as well. I will go through the players in a moment, but you just felt a lot safer. So when there is a transition, you're not panicking, but in possession, they were functioning incredibly well, probably not taking enough risks in the first half. And of course, the first half ended 0-0. But the second half is where all 4 goals came. And I knew Chelsea would probably score in the second half, but they were a lot better, a lot more clinical. And that don't mean in taking shots, I mean in movements and combinations in the final third. Ben Chilwell opens the score sheet with a sweet strike with his left boot. I think he screams at Timo Werner to leave it as he's rushing in, and he meets it incredibly well, scores a great goal. And of course, he assists the second goal to Kurt Zouma, and then the final 2 were from Jorginho from the spot, both, clinical penalties, as we've learned to expect from Jorginho. Ben Chilwell was probably robbed a couple of assists as well. He put one on Tammy Abraham's head, and I think Kurt Zouma as well, prior to his goal. He was bringing in excellent balls, and yeah, Chelsea win 4-0. They didn't really give up too much. Mendy, I think, made a save. Generally, Palace had their game plan, although they probably felt comfortable in the first half. We didn't afford them the opportunity to execute what they do so well. So generally, it was pretty darn excellent from Chelsea Football Club, in my opinion. Right then, so let's go through player performances. Mendy in goal. Good. I mean, he didn't have much to do, let's be honest, but he claimed a couple of balls. He made one save that was half decent. I think it was a deflection as well, which always makes it more difficult for the goalkeepers. passed the ball well, it generally was good lucidity of where people are. It's probably worth mentioning that he, Thiago Silva, Zouma, Azpilicueta, so 4 of the back 5 including the goalkeeper, all were probably speaking in French today to communicate, even going into the midfield with N'Golo Kante. So there was a lot of parlez-vous le français for communication through the defence going into the midfield, which I think probably helped a lot. Ben Chilwell camped out forward a lot of the time, so he probably didn't need to speak much French. So let's go to Ben Chilwell, man of the match, scored a goal, got an assist, probably should have had a couple of more assists, made a really good defensive tackle, loads of sprints, got his head on it, he was on corners, he put in a couple of beautiful corners that deserved better. Oh my word, what a performance from Ben Chilwell on his Premier League debut. Man of the match, I don't really know what else to say, mate. Superb. Azpilicueta, I'm pretty sure I say this every single match review, but standard 7 out of 10, good work ethic. There was, of course, the moment on the second penalty when Chelsea were 3-0 up. Tammy wanted to take the penalty, and fair enough, a lot of people would say, just give it to Tammy, but Azpilicueta pulled rank as captain and said, look, you'll get your goals. We're being professional here, we've got a plan. Jorginho is the penalty taker. Let's try and get to 4-0. He's more likely to score. Let's, stack up our goal difference here. We're serious this season. Let's do it. And ultimately, he pulled rank. Jorginho scored his second penalty. So showing, leadership skills on the pitch, I don't really have a problem with that personally, and I thought he was very good in this game. Now, both centre-backs were really, really good for me. Thiago Silva on BT Sport on the halftime show, they basically did a highlight reel of his good tackles, interceptions, covering spaces. Honestly, this is the Thiago Silva we bought, or we got on a free, not the one that, made the mistake against West Brom. This is the man we're looking for. He was superb, covering spaces, winning aerial duels, making tackles, making recovery, interceptions, superb. Similarly with Zouma, the no-nonsense French-speaking defender, very, very good to be a partner with Thiago Silva, scored a header, nearly had 2 goals. Got 2 goals this season in the Premier League. Beautiful scenes all across the back line and in goal for Chelsea Football Club. Now, for the functionality of this double pivot of Kante and Jorginho actually works pretty well. They both got a yellow card in this game, showing you that they were doing tactical fouls, protecting Chelsea on the transition. Kante swept up pretty well. I think he was decent in this game. He didn't need to do any of his miraculous work, which is probably a good thing. And Jorginho was actually really important in how Chelsea played. He probably saw a lot of passes in this game, scored both penalties, as we've come to expect him to do. So very, very good from Jorginho, and I think he played very well in this game. Personally, Kai Havertz won one of the penalties, was absolutely everywhere, floating around. He's hard to pick up. It's clear Frank Lampard wants to build his Chelsea team around Kai Havertz as the number 10. And boy, he was excellent. I mean, well, okay, he wasn't excellent. He was excellent at moving around and floating around the pitch. Won the penalty. Didn't do much wrong, on another day gets an assist, a goal. I know fantasy football gives him an assist for the penalty, but I think it was pretty good. On the right wing, Callum Hudson-Odoi, I'm getting more and more and more impressed with his professional and mature performances. We all know he's got talent, we all know he can beat a man, but he's thinking throughout the game now, get back. He gave the ball away on the right flank and he immediately got it back. He's making recoveries, he's occupying the right space, and Frank Lampard will be very, very pleased with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Even if he's not lit up the last couple of games when he started, I think he's been very, very good. Personally, Timo Werner, he couldn't get into the game too much on the left wing. He did make loads of sprints, and even towards the very end, 90 minutes, he was making combinations and trying to get in towards goal. So it shows you that the German is very, very fit indeed and good to go, and he just sprints forever. Yeah, he looks good, man. I mean, you could argue that all these games that he's not scoring, he's won a couple of penalties. He looks like he fits into Premier League football, so I don't really have any concerns for Timo Werner. I'd argue Pulisic probably should have come on a bit earlier for Timo Werner rather than Hudson-Odoi, but whatever, I'm not managing Chelsea and I can't really critique Frank Lampard in a 4-0 win in this instance because I was really happy how Chelsea set up and I was really happy with the result. Tammy Abraham up front, didn't get his penalty at the end, but he won some aerial duels. He hit a bullet header that was just wide, and another attempt on goal that should have been on target from a header from one of Chilwell's crosses. I am pleased with Tammy Abraham's performance because he worked really hard. He got on the end of aerial duels. He just, lacking a goal ultimately, but Generally, I think it was the right setup, the right formation, the right personnel, and I was pretty darn happy with it. 4-0 win. We moved going into the international break. Almost as important, a clean sheet. Breathe it in. Yum, 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 yum. Anyway, what do you guys think? Get down in the comment section and give me your thoughts on this game. How did you feel about it? If you've enjoyed my thoughts and reflections on the game, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to Football Therapy, man. Make sure you check out more of my videos. We move, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.